Hello learners, hope you all are fine. In today's module we are going to discuss about structure of atom. Though the word atom itself means indivisible, but cathode ray tube experiment conducted by Sir J.J. Thomson in 1897 gave an indication of negatively charged particle called electron present within the atom. Just after about 12 years from 1897, Hans Geiger, Ernest Marsden with Ernest Rutherford conducted an experiment in 1909 called Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment with gold foil proved the presence of positively charged particles within the atom. These positively charged particles were named as protons, and it was also suggested by Rutherford that these positively charged particles are present within a body called nucleus, which is present in the center of atom. Later in 1932, James Chadwick observed that some particles are emitted when beryllium atoms are bombarded with alpha particles. These particles do not carry any charge, and that is why he named these particles as neutrons. These three inventions strongly suggested that atom is not indivisible as proposed by Sir John Dalton in his theory called Dalton's atomic theory. The point to be stressed here is that idea of indivisibility of an atom was first dismissed after the discovery of electrons by Sir J.J. Thomson in his experiment called cathode ray tube experiment. Thus, we can say that atom is made up of three types of particles, namely protons, electrons and neutrons. Protons are positively charged particles and neutrons are neutral particles, that is, they do not carry any charge, and both proton and neutrons are present in the nucleus. As protons and neutrons together constitutes the nucleus, that is why protons and neutrons are collectively termed as nucleons. The third kind of particles called electrons are negatively charged, and these revolve around the nucleus in orbits called shells. The concept of stationary orbits was first introduced by Sir Niels Bohr in 1913. Now, let's have a look on very primitive structure of atom as given by Sir Niels Bohr. As you can see in the picture, there are three types of different colored balls. Each colored ball represents a particle present in atom. For instance, green colored ball here represents a proton and orange colored ball represents a neutron. Blue colored ball depicts an electron here in this picture. Orange and green colored ball, meaning neutron and proton, are present together in the center of this atom and makes the body called nucleus. Blue colored ball representing electrons are shown revolving here around the nucleus in this picture. This picture of atom suggested by Niels Bohr resembles with solar system, where electrons are analogous to planets and this nucleus is analogous to sun. Since protons, neutrons and electrons together makes an atom and are present within the atom, that is why these three particles are named as subatomic particles. Let's know more about these subatomic entities in our next slide. We will compare these three subatomic entities, that is electron, proton and neutron, on various grounds like nature of charge carried by the particle, mass of the particle, its location in the atom, name of the discoverer, and lastly magnitude of charge. Let's talk about the charge carried by these particles first. Electrons carries negative charge while proton carries positive and neutron do not carry any charge. If we talk about mass of these particles, then electron is the lightest of all these three particles. Mass of the electron being 9.109 multiplied by 10 to power minus 31 kilograms, and that of proton is 1.6726 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 27 kgs. Mass of neutron is 1.6749 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 27 kgs, which is very close to the mass of proton. Since the mass of electron is very less as compared to the mass of protons and neutron, that is why it can be neglected, and therefore mass of the atom is taken as the sum of mass of protons and neutrons. Now let's talk about the location of these subatomic entities. Electrons moves around the nucleus, while protons and neutrons together are present within the nucleus. Although we have discussed the name of the discoverers in this video previously, but again mentioning here, electrons were discovered by Joseph John Thomson, in short J.J. Thomson, in 1897, and protons were discovered by Ernest Rutherford, while the name of the scientist who discovered neutron is James Chadwick. Lastly, electron and proton both carry same magnitude of charge, that is 1.6 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb, but sign is opposite, meaning that electron carries negative 1.6 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and charge carried by proton is positive 1.6 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and neutron carries 0 charge. To summarize, atom is not indivisible anymore. It is made up of three types of particles called electrons, protons and neutrons. This is it for today's video. Watch this video. In case of any queries, do let me know in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning.